Hello. Today, we will solve a question from the TOEFL reading section, focusing on the read a notice question type. We will practice understanding everyday notices, identifying rules, instructions, or key conditions, and selecting the most accurate answer based on practical, real-life written information. Welcome, everyone. I am so happy to have you here for today's lesson. We are going to look at a very common type of reading you will find on the TOEFL, a daily life notice. These are the kinds of announcements you see at a train station or on a city website. They might look simple, but they are full of specific details that the test loves to ask about. We are going to learn how to scan for keywords and identify the main points quickly and accurately. Let's get to work and boost those reading scores. If you want to keep improving your English skills and ace the exam, make sure to subscribe to my TOEFL for more helpful lessons just like this one. City Metro Transit. This title tells us who is giving us the information. Notice the word city, which means this is a local service. The words metro and transit are the most important here because they indicate that the organization deals with public transportation, like trains or buses. In the reading section, the title is your first big clue about the context of the entire passage. Weekend Service Alert. The subtitle gives us the timing and the purpose of the notice. The word weekend tells us exactly when the events take place. More importantly, Service Alert warns the reader that there is a change or a problem with the usual schedule. When you see an alert, you should immediately look for what is being stopped or changed. Due to essential track maintenance, the Blue Line will be suspended between Central Station and Waterfront Park on Saturday and Sunday. This sentence explains the cause and the effect of the disruption. The reason for the change is essential track maintenance. The result is that the Blue Line will be suspended, which is a formal way of saying it will stop running. It also gives us the specific boundaries of the closure. Identifying the word suspended is key for answering questions about what is happening to the service. Free shuttle buses will operate between these stations, but please allow for extra travel time. Here, the notice provides a solution for the passengers. It mentions free shuttle buses, which are the alternative transport. It also gives a warning to allow for extra travel time. This suggests that the buses will be slower than the regular train service, which is a very practical detail to notice. Regular service will resume on Monday morning at 5 a.m. This sentence tells us when things will go back to normal. The key word resume means to start again. It confirms that the regular service only returns after the weekend is over. Timing details like this are often used to create trick options in multiple choice questions. Check our mobile app for real-time bus locations and alternative routes. Finally, we see where to get more information. The notice points to a mobile app. The benefit of using it is getting real-time information, meaning the information is live and current. This is a very important detail for passengers who are in a hurry. Now that we have analyzed the notice, let's move on to the first question to see what we have learned. This question asks about the origin of the announcement. What type of organization issued this notice? This question wants to know what kind of type of organization wrote this. To find the answer, we look at the very beginning of the text. As we saw in the title, City Metro Transit is the issuer. The word transit is the biggest hint here. A great tip for this task is to look for synonyms in the choices that match the key words in the title. Let's take a closer look at option A, a construction firm. This option says the notice is from a construction firm. While the notice mentions maintenance, which involves building or fixing things, the organization itself is a transit service, not a private building company. Therefore, this is incorrect. Now, let's take a closer look at option B, a city parks department. This choice mentions a parks department. The notice mentions a place called Waterfront Park in Waterfront Park, but that is just a station name. The notice is about train tracks and buses, which have nothing to do with managing parks. This makes the option incorrect. Next, we'll examine option C, a municipal transportation agency. This option describes a municipal transportation agency. If we look at our title, city is a synonym for municipal, and transit means transportation. They match perfectly. This agency is responsible for the metro system described. This is correct. Finally, let's evaluate option D together, an event planning company. This choice suggests an event planning company. However, track maintenance is a technical necessity, not a social or public event. There is no mention of planning a party or a conference here, so this option is incorrect. The correct choice should be marked as C because the context of the passage supports only this option. The other choices involve surface-level reading or misinterpretation. Great job on the first one. Now, let's use a short transition phrase to smoothly connect to our next task. For the second question, we need to find a specific detail about passenger tools. How can passengers find out where the shuttle buses are? This question is asking for a specific method or tool used to find out the location of the shuttle buses. We need to find the part of the notice that gives instructions to the passengers. If we look at Check Our Mobile app, we find the direct answer. Always look for verbs like check, visit, or use to find instructions like this. Let's take a closer look at option A by looking at the printed station map. This option suggests using a printed station map. While stations often have maps, a printed map cannot show real-time bus locations because it doesn't change. The text doesn't mention printed maps at all. This is incorrect. Next, we'll examine option B by using a smartphone application. This option mentions a smartphone application. In mobile app, the notice explicitly tells people to use their app. A smartphone application is just another way to say mobile app. This matches the text perfectly, so it is correct. Now, let's take a closer look at option C by asking a station agent. This choice says passengers should ask a station agent. Although this might be possible in real life, the notice does not mention agents or staff members as a source of information. On the TOEFL, you must only use information from the text. This is incorrect. Let's evaluate option D together by calling a customer service hotline. This option suggests a customer service hotline. There is no phone number or mention of a hotline in the notice. The only resource provided is the app. Therefore, this choice is incorrect. The correct answer to this question is B, since this option alone fully and clearly addresses what the question is asking, highlighting the importance of careful reading.